Sheryl, great to see you. Welcome to Popternative.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You know, it's interesting because I've asked your fantastic cast this, but you're going to come at it from a different angle. So I'm really excited for your answer to this. So that script to screen journey, right? And I feel like it might change each season. What's that like for you? What's that like seeing the scripts for the episodes and then seeing it kind of come to life on screen, so to speak? I'm curious about that. Does it change? Is it similar each season?
Season to season, I
Yeah.
think the biggest change is as we get deeper into the season, we, the writers, have a greater awareness of how ridiculously talented our cast is.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can sit there in the writer's room as we're pitching ideas, shaping episodes, writing scripts, and go, she's funnier than we've ever let her be.
Yeah.
Can we let her be funny here? He does tragic so well. We need to give him a moment here. But also as we get to know the cast better, it's like, who are two great characters who don't spend much time together and who as actors will play off each other really, really well? How can we get them to cross paths?
Yeah.
So I think, there's still the marvelous journey from pitch to outline to first draft to production draft to set. But it's more enjoyable every season because we can go deeper,
Yes.
because we know the cast can go deeper, and frankly, we know the crew, they're miracle workers.
Yeah.
So we can go, let's have a hurricane, and they go, sure. So it's always a joyous journey.
Absolutely. I feel like from an acting perspective, I feel like this, like in terms of the audience and thinking about the audience, I feel like from a creator, showrunner, writer perspective, you know what I mean? You're always thinking of the audience. I'm just wondering, no, because given that this show past seasons has had like insane cliffhangers, you know what I mean? Where you have to wait and see what happens next. When do you really start like thinking about the audience member watching a season of Sweet Magnolias, like in terms of like during the creative process of things? I'm just curious about that.
Um, they are with us always.
Yes.
Well, we want to entertain people, but we also want to challenge people and make them think about their own relationships, their own dreams, their own theories, misconceptions, what have you, about the things that we go through in life.
Yeah.
And so we're not just trying to make people happy in the moment. We're trying to create a world that they're going to fully inhabit with us for an entire season, and that they can learn from, react to, laugh, cry, sing along, whatever it brings out in their hearts. Hope and light are
Yes.
really, really important to us. We say that there's nobody in Serenity beyond redemption. It just takes some people longer. So we are hoping to get people to not just watch, but to think and to feel and to engage with us episode to episode.
That's really well said. It's very interesting. I'm also a filmmaker and a creative myself, so I think about all these things. That's why I'm really curious. But I to kind of add to that a little bit too, like in terms of the development of these characters, a lot of characters more than others are doing a lot of soul searching and self-reflection over the season of Sweet Magnolias. I think that's something I really kind of enjoy about the show, is seeing kind of these arcs, these growth, but seeing these characters find something, find themselves, sometimes think they find themselves, then they don't. So there's a little bit of an obstacle. What do you think about that? Is it fun? Is it, is there pressure? Is it challenging to develop these characters that are lost and doing self-reflection and soul searching? Because from the viewer perspective, they don't think they're lost, right? Which I find is interesting.
but isn't that life?
Yes, it is.
I think
Absolutely.
we have it figured out, and
Yeah.
then we face plant.
But your show
We
does a
we
really good job
understand.
at showing that, though. Like, really
Well,
good.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. But it's, the old saying of you don't know love until you know loss. You don't know happiness until you know grief. And I genuinely think what you're talking about, that's what we're all struggling with in life, no matter how old we are, no matter what dream we're chasing. And we see Sweet Magnolias as a community that shows you are not alone. I mean, that's certainly how they feel in Serenity. Nobody does anything alone. You are never alone. But we want the audience to understand you're not alone. There's somebody in our show who's going through what you are going through, have gone through. So please take comfort in the fact that there are other people who understand what you're going through, who are fighting the good fight just like you are, and who find hope and comfort and knowledge and joy in the people around them. So we're encouraging you to seek out the people who are going to love you and lift you up as you continue on your journey.
Absolutely. We don't want to go into. I always walk on eggshells with these interviews because I don't really like giving away, and I feel like this season there's a lot of really interesting things, and we have answers to questions that we had, and then we have even more questions. What was an exclusive season 4 element or thing or thought or character that you're really excited about for this season compared to past seasons of Sweet Magnolias?
Oh, come on. You're asking me which of my children I love better.
Okay, that's fair. Is there an element that you really ended up kind of like, working on a little bit more compared to past seasons? Like, did you work more on kind of like the thriller component of things? Did you just continue to kind of the heartfelt elements? I'll rephrase it. It's a hard question. I take it back. I apologize.
No, I'm just having fun. Our overall season theme was Seize Your Passion.
That's what I was asking. The themes, right? Because like
Right,
it's
right.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
And so that looks different for everybody, especially across both the high points and the really deep low points of the
Yes.
season. We still have people searching for what they are meant to do, who they are meant to be in a lot of different ways. And again, you can't do that alone.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a filmmaker. You can do a certain amount with a camera, but you kind of need a sound guy. You kind of need a cast. You kind of need,
It's a community. It's a team sport. Yeah, absolutely.
Everything is a community, and life is tough, but it's a little less tough when you've got friends who've got your back.
Yeah.
And so in looking at seizing your passion, moving forward, catapulting yourself forward to a dream, who's going with you? Who's standing in your way? And are you aiming for the right dream?
Yes.
And sometimes we think we want one thing, but it's really, we've picked that one thing because the thing we truly want doesn't seem within our grasp.
Absolutely. No, that's well said. And that's a perfect segue to my last quick question here. Every time a show comes back for a new season, like for example, there's the announcement that Sweet Magnolias comes back for a new season. I think a lot of the questions are, how are we going to make it bigger? How are we going to make it better? How are we going to grow these characters from season 3 to season 4? Take me through those early thoughts with you and the team about like coming back for a new season of Sweet Magnolias, because I find that interesting, right? And maybe it changes depending on the seasons, right? Like maybe there were some thoughts for season 4 that weren't there for when you were doing season 3. Like I'm just curious about that quickly.
We are growing into the show as the show grows. And as we the writers become more aware of how incredibly talented our cast and crew are, we are more confident that we can ask more of them and deliver.
Yep.
And so every season, we've tried something bigger and something different. We want people to come back to Sweet Magnolias knowing the things they love best will be there, but kind of wrapping it in a new outfit. So there's some prizes too.
Absolutely. Worldwide on Netflix, February 6th. That's season 4 of Sweet Magnolias. Cheryl, it's an honor and privilege to speak with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Such a delight. Thank you for the invitation.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.